5 a.m. It's not that big of a deal. I feel pretty energized, but like I said, it wasn't my intention to wake up this early. Mosquitoes getting in here. It's my first week back in the gym after a whole week, whole 7-8 days without training, but I'm super excited. Let's get ready. You have no idea how much he pisses me off. Crazy. So frustrating sometimes. Involuntarily woken up at 5 a.m. All lights just boom, on. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm up now. Like, I might as well do something. It's spoken in fucking monotone too, all morning. And then for the first time, I want to go to the gym. I want to go. But apparently the downstairs was locked. And so now he has to go to the gym for 30 minutes. And then after that, he gets to go to Starbucks. So now I have to figure out what to do with myself from 5 a.m. all the way to 12. I just get so like freaking overwhelmed sometimes because I feel like, I don't even know. I hate when I like don't have the freedom to do what I want when I want to do it. Like, it's just very frustrating. I start ruminating on like the negative, and it just makes me more and more and more and more and more angry. But that's not what we're gonna do. That's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna breathe and we're gonna resolve the situation internally so that we can be better. And genuinely, like, that's what you have to choose every time. Like, it doesn't matter how intense the emotion is and how hard you're feeling it. Like, you have to ground yourself. Like, and I'm like, I'm trying to listen to my own advice as I'm talking about it. That emotion, like, I don't think men understand, especially like as a woman, the intense level of emotion that you feel when you do feel an intense emotion. Like, that shit isn't normal. Like, I've literally had to like question if I should be locked up for anger issues, because I get so pissed. And that's not good. That's something that I need to work on, and that's something from my childhood. Like, I know too, like, even the whole getting upset because I can't do what I want, like, that's me. That comes from childhood. And the fact that I know that, it makes those times when you have that intense emotion, like when you know exactly where it's coming from, it helps you be able to solve it so much faster within your own head, because you're like, oh, like, I know why I'm feeling this way. Waiting for my lip tint. I feel a little bit better, but it's really hard not to like continue ruminating on the negative and on the other person, and know that whatever like frustration, insecurity that you're having is like completely self-produced. Like, he's just doing his thing, you know? And just because it didn't go my way according to my plan doesn't make it fair for me to blow up, right? It's okay to, you know, be behind closed doors in my bathroom and feel really angry, but me a while ago, it would have been over. Like, I would have crashed out. I'm definitely very proud of how far I've come. Learn where your triggers come from. Like, when you do get upset, why do you get upset? When you do feel insecure, sad, etc., why? And normally it's because of something that happened in childhood. Me, I was not allowed to leave the house. My parents were super controlling, like, and so whenever I'm in a situation where I feel like I don't have the freedom to be able to do whatever I want, like, I freak out. That's what that was. It's also very hard sharing a car. It is very hard, especially when you have that trigger and that trauma. Sharing a car is very hard. I love Lou to death. Like, I would literally die for him, but he's very much the person where he's like, he doesn't really think about everybody else. He's very just like focused on himself, and like, that's fine. But it makes it hard, definitely. Hard is what you have to go through in order to succeed. So the more hard things I can do now, the better. That's the way I look at it. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do after this and after I change. I think it's a little too early to eat. I am cutting right now, so I only have about 1,700 calories to spare. So I think if I start eating now, it's gonna be hard to keep my hunger down for the rest of the day. So I probably won't eat, but maybe I'll go for a walk. Or I think genuinely I need more meditation and quiet time than anything. So I think we'll go ahead and maybe do both. Maybe we'll do an outdoor walk, meditation, maybe some journaling, and we'll start off our morning. We'll restart the morning doing that.
I honestly feel like I needed the meditation more than the walk. So let's do a little 10-minute, 5 to 10-minute meditation. And then I'm going to go on my walk and edit some content. I really feel like all of that, like I need to breathe, and it's going to help me feel a lot better. I did about like a 9-minute meditation. Hello. I genuinely like feel better. Like I was definitely very awake while I was meditating. And so I was just, it was interesting. Like I just focused on releasing areas of my body that felt any tension. And then the minute my mind got distracted, I would just bring it back to my breath, and I would try to take really, really big, deep breaths when I felt like my brain was getting distracted. But in a way, I was also paying attention to the thoughts that were in my head from like a different perspective, and just like kind of analyzing like what my brain, the type of activity that runs through my brain. And it was definitely interesting. I noticed, especially in the beginning, like there's a lot up there, like the thoughts are just really loud. But once you can learn to quiet the thoughts, that's found through meditation, what I just did. Now I feel good to go on my walk, so let's skedaddle.
And so I hope you can see my approach as well. Like, I felt so angry. I analyzed the emotion before. I figured out like, where is that actually coming from a psychological perspective? Like, what in my past is causing me to feel this way? Oh, okay, boom. But the problem is you still feel the emotion. Like, you're still carrying it very intensely. Like, even though I felt a tiny bit of relief, gosh damn, I still felt it very deeply. And so, like I said, the whole idea behind what I was doing was analyzing it psychologically, and then you release it through the meditation. And like, I just feel so much better. And the old me would have legitimately taken it all out on Lewis. Like, I probably would have sent like a text that maybe wasn't so nice, or I would have had an attitude for the rest of the day and just shut down, because I'm very avoidant. Or I was very avoidant. But once you learn how to tackle your own shit on your own, it solves so many problems, not even just in your relationships, but even just within yourself. You become free of so many things. But I'm just gonna grab a water real fast, and then we're gonna hit the road. I used to be so bad at drinking water too. I definitely have gotten better at it. So I'm mostly gonna be editing on this walk. So I probably won't be able to like film because I'm filming from my phone. Grab my AirPods. And I wonder, like, I'm gonna watch this back and like watch my aura change after the meditation. I love this little earring that I have, but oh my gosh, it gets like caught on everything. They never lock the doors. I probably should. It's so nice out. I'm listening to some frequencies, and then I'll get started on editing. I like to believe like the universe is magical and that there are magical little tools out there that you can use to just become a better human, to feel better, to do better, to put you in a better headspace. And I've definitely found that in frequencies. I do believe that, you know, sound travels. I don't know the exact science behind it. I've obviously only educated myself through credible sources like podcasts and like Chris Williamson and I was not editing. I was scrolling for a little bit. I'm honestly feeling pretty tired. All my stuff around the house is done. Work stuff is pretty much done. Like I could always be doing more, of course, which is something that I'm about to get into right now. But let's make breakfast first because I'm freaking tired. So it's 1 p.m. I just ate my breakfast. I had to get on a couple calls for work. I edited a YouTube video, took a little nap, and now I'm pretty sure it's time for the gym, which I'm so freaking hyped. I'm so hyped it's time for the gym because I haven't been to the gym in like 8 days. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Let's get ready. My hair this morning, but after my nap and everything, it's looking a little rough. I really needed that nap though, not gonna lie. I'm so glad I took it. I feel so much better. I think I just didn't get good sleep last night in general. So the whole like waking up early felt even, it hit me even harder. Ooh. Lip stain really just like did not stay on from this morning. I'm not sure why, but let's redo it. So now I'm gonna make my intro, which my intro is just like creatine. And then we have like this Gatorade carb powder. It's basically just like feed your muscles while you're training. I kind of hate this in particular just because of the red 40 and all the dyes and bullshit you don't need. But I recommend getting like a dextrose powder, just a clean dextrose. And it's amazing for during your workout. 23. I'm gonna do 5 grams. And then I'm just gonna put my white Monster in here and drink it on the way. You know, you don't realize like these little like gym hacks until you're like well into the culture. But like if I would have known about pre-workout like within my first year of training, would have been a total game changer. I think I would have been a lot more consistent. And genuinely, I think I get addicted to like the routine of prepping for the gym and doing all those things, because if it wasn't for those little like romanticized habits, like I said, I don't think I would enjoy the gym nearly as much. Like sometimes I just crave my pre and like a good song and a car ride on the way to the gym more than I actually crave my workout. But that being said, let's take this freaking lip stain off, get our shoes on, and get going. Is off, bag is packed. So I'm sure you guys saw the video where we're like 50K in debt, and you're probably like, Veronica, like how are you chilling? Like how are you so like laid back? Like you took a nap today? Fuck yeah, I took a nap today. I'm literally not worried at all. And it's so funny, like you know you're doing something right when people, friends, family members that obviously love you and like you care for them, but they're broker than you and they're telling you that they're worried about your financial decisions. That's when you know you're doing something right. Cheers to that. There's no question in my mind about where I'm going. Like I'm 22 years old and my goal right now is 100,000 a month. And it's 100% doable too. Like the way it's looking, so doable. And I would say majority of the time I feel like I'm behind, but then there's a lot of times where I feel like I'm ahead of the game. And at the end of the day, I think it just really depends on who you compare yourself to. Because you're always going to compare yourself to somebody. But if you're constantly comparing yourself to people who aren't doing as good as you, then that's literally just an ego feed. It's just an ego feed. I try to compare myself to people who are way ahead of me. We're making $1 million a month. Like, that's who I'm comparing myself to. And when it really comes down to it, like I said, I'm right on track. And I know I'll get there soon. I know I'll get there one day. Like, $1 million a month is definitely, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And if you're watching this and you're thinking like, oh my God, she's crazy, like she's delusional, like, yes, I am. And you should probably keep watching so that it rubs off on you, because every single successful person had to be delusional about their goals. They had to. They had to think of something that wasn't possible in order for it to become possible. And that's how every single idea starts. And that's why the people who make money have money, and they continue generating it. That's why the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor, because the rich never stop believing in themselves and believing in their ideas, believing that their ideas are 100% realistic no matter what. If you think of an idea and you think it's absolutely crazy, what on earth would make you want to pursue that? But if you know that it's crazy in theory, but that it's definitely doable simply because somebody else has done it, boom. And it doesn't even have to be that somebody else has done it. It's that you believe that you can do it. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Yeah. I know I'm not going to be in my shitty apartment forever, ripping the bong before legs, and eventually this era will die. So I'm not going to smoke forever. I'm not going to be this version of me for forever. If not much sooner at all. If you truly do believe in yourself and you truly do trust the process, you are able to relax, because you know deep down that no matter what you do, you are going to get there. You are going to be a multimillionaire. And the amount of times that I've looked at myself in the mirror and that I've said that, and I will continue to say that until it is a fact, until it is a fact in this reality. But in my mind, it's already a fact. And that's how you have to approach your dreams and your goals. My mind is already made up. I'm going to do this. Now it's just about executing and tapping into the inspired action that comes with a statement like that. A lot of people think that manifesting is just this woo-woo thing that you can just do, and that you can just do it and like everything will come to you. And some people look at that and they're like, oh, it's selling your soul. Other people look at it like that and say that it simply doesn't work. It really does. Because what happens when it doesn't work is that those people are manifesting either from the I will state. So they are saying, I will achieve this, I will achieve that. And even though they're saying it, they're not truly believing it. Or they think that they could just intensely manifest something but never have to do any work. And they keep living the same life and the same routine over and over and trying to manifest. That doesn't work either. Because if you don't also surrender to the change and to the process that you are asking for, then it's not going to happen. Because there has to be death. There has to be death and destruction before there can be creation. That's the message of the Bible, essentially. You must be born again. There has to be a crucifixion before there is a resurrection. And that means dying to your old ways, dying to your old self, jumping on opportunities, taking risks that are presented to you, acting on ideas. When you have an idea, when you have a spark, when you have a recurring thought, act on it. If you know that it's obviously going to benefit you, benefit others, and push you in the right direction, like, why wouldn't you take that? That's you actively denying what you asked for. Manifesting isn't just, let me visualize this and then tomorrow I'll wake up and be that person if I just visualize hard enough. And that's what I thought it was for the longest time, until I realized that it's not that at all. It's visualizing, but it's feeling the emotion as if you were already there, and relaxing. If you can truly feel relief and relax in your present state and trust that you are already exactly where you need to be, opportunities come up. People start to reach out. You meet somebody new, but it's always scary. It's always scary to take on those opportunities or those ideas, right? Like an idea will pop in my head for a reel and I'll act on it and it goes viral. A month later, I have a new client. Slowly but surely, with my continuation and my applied intensity to the art of manifestation, those effects will compound over time. And the better I get at it and the more I jump on to my inspired action, the faster it'll come.
it's gonna be tonight. Don't you wanna escape from this ride? What if it's gonna be tonight? What if it's gonna be tonight? 'Cause I'm tired of to say the fire's gone away. We had light to puppets in a bed. We can't carry around the light 'cause our eyes and bodies are time. But I know
After the gym, my phone died and it wouldn't turn back on until like right now. So I didn't film most of my day, but I just worked some more and now I'm cooking steak for dinner and potatoes.
Multiple days later, I'm still getting used to the YouTube thing, and I didn't finish my day off filming, so I ended up eating my dinner, and honestly, I went to bed. I showered and I went to bed, but that's kind of my day in a nutshell. And if you guys want more content like this, just click the subscribe, like. I would love to have you as a part of my little community, and if not, that's fine. Then follow me on Instagram for a bunch of other content that you're not going to see anywhere else. Deuces.